What's up, guys? Welcome back to Sit Down with Sid podcast. This is season 3, episode 9. I have with me once again Dave and Steve joining us, and we have very interesting topics to cover today. First of all, Dave and Steve, thank you to both of you. I know you guys are busy for taking the time to do this for us and for our audience.
Thank you for having us.
It's always a pleasure to be on, Sid.
Thank you, guys. I love you guys. Thank you, man. Okay, I want to talk about who will be the 47th president of the United States, Donald Trump or Kamala Harris. We have, I think, 38 days left. If I'm probably like 38, just almost a month. November 5th is
just
election
over a
day.
month.
So not a lot of time left, and I have a few things that I want to share with you guys and the audience, and then have your views and what you think. Before I do that, did any one of you or both of you watch the VP debate between JD Vance and Tim Walz?
Yes, I watched it.
Okay, great. So for those of you who did not watch, and including you, Steve, I'm going to play a 3-minute clip. Okay, it's a summary of what the whole VP debate was, and then I want to get into your views on how you think the debate went and so forth. So let's do this. So here is what I want to share with everyone. Let me know if you guys can hear it or not. Okay,
I got no sound yet.
you can't hear it yet, right?
Not yet.
Okay, no problem. We'll do this again. Technical glitch. Okay, this will work now. There we go.
And Senator JD Vance tonight meeting for the first time.
First of all, let's start with the hurricane, because it's an unbelievable, unspeakable human tragedy. I'm sure Governor Walz joins me in saying our hearts go out to those innocent people, our prayers go out to them, and we want as robust and aggressive as a federal response as we can get.
Senator Vance has said that there's a climate problem in the past. Donald Trump called it a hoax, and then joked that these things would make more beachfront property to be able to invest in.
We have a historic immigration crisis because Kamala Harris started and said that she wanted to undo all of Donald Trump's border policies.
This is what happens when you don't want to solve it. You demonize it. And we saw this. And Senator Vance, and it surprises me on this, talking about and saying, I will create stories to bring attention to this. That vilified a large number of people who were here legally in the community of Springfield.
The people that I'm most worried about in Springfield, Ohio, are the American citizens who have had their lives destroyed by Kamala Harris's open border. It is a disgrace, Tim. And I actually think, I agree with you. I think you want to solve this problem, but I don't think that Kamala Harris does. Margaret, the rules were that you guys weren't going to fact check. And since you're fact checking me, I think it's important to say what's actually going on.
Thank you, gentlemen.
The CBP app has not been on the books since 1990. It's something that Kamala Harris created, Margaret.
Gentlemen, the audience can't hear you because your mics are cut.
But as I read the Minnesota law that you signed into law, the statute that you signed into law, it says that a doctor who presides over an abortion where the baby survives, the doctor is under no obligation to provide life-saving care to a baby who survives a botched late-term abortion. That is, I think, whether you're pro-choice or pro-abortion, that is fundamentally barbaric.
These are women's decisions to make about their health care decisions, and the physicians who know best when they need to do this. Trying to distort the way a law is written to try and make a point, that's not it at all.
What was I wrong about, Governor? Please tell me, what was I wrong about?
That is not the way the law is written. Well, I think all the parents watching tonight, this is your biggest nightmare. Look, I got a 17-year-old, and he witnessed a shooting at a community center playing volleyball. Those things don't leave you. I 100% believe that Senator Vance hates it when these kids, it's abhorrent and it breaks your heart. I agree with that. But that's not far enough when we know there are things that worked.
Tim, first of all, I didn't know that your 17-year-old witnessed a shooting. And I'm sorry about that, and I hope that he's doing okay. So. Christ have mercy.
January 6th was not Facebook ads. This was a threat to our democracy in a way that we had not seen. And it manifested itself because of Donald Trump's inability to say. He is still saying he didn't lose the election. I would just ask that. Did he lose the 2020 election?
Tim, I'm focused on the future. Did Kamala Harris censor Americans from speaking their mind in the wake of the 2020 COVID situation?
That is
Has
a damning non-answer. Kamala Harris is bringing us a new way forward. She's bringing us a politics of joy. She's bringing real solutions for the middle class, and she's centering you at the heart of that.
We have the greatest country, the most beautiful country, the most incredible people anywhere in the world. But they're not going to be able to achieve their full dreams with the broken leadership that we have in Washington. And whether you vote for me or vote for Tim Walz, I just want to say I'm so proud to be doing this, and I'm rooting for you. God bless you, and good night.
Okay, guys. I mean, I'm going to tell you what I think, and then I'm going to let you guys go at it. To me, JD Vance is Donald Trump version 2.0, but more elegant and more friendly demeanor, and he knows how to act in a political situation. He acted like the president, his speech, the whole debate. On the other side, Tim Walz, not as impressive as JD Vance, but he's more impressive than Kamala Harris when he talks. He has that commanding voice, commanding role. Okay. Now, I just shared this clip with you.
I'd say he's decisive.
Decisive. Okay. So, Dave, I'm going to start with you since you watched the whole thing. I didn't get to see the whole thing. I just saw this clip right now along with Steve. Since you saw this whole thing, tell us and our audience what your take was from this debate. Who was the winner, and what do you see the future holds?
No, I saw the winner is JD Vance. Tim Walz didn't put up a fight really at all. I'm just wondering if the media really messed up going after JD Vance, basically demonizing him, making him look like he's a bad person. I think it backfired big time because you saw the clips that you just played. Was he angry at all? Was he coming after anybody? Really? No, he was doing it in a presidential way, unlike everybody else is kind of doing. So we see that character in him. Also, they were fact-checking him. I think they just fact-checked him twice. Well, they really only fact-checked him once, and he came right back at it. And he showed how presidential he is because he actually came at him with the point, not in an angry way. And that's how I want our president, our vice president, to speak to other leaders, dictators, and everything like that, because you're not going to sit there and just take it and say everything's okay. So overall, JD Vance did an amazing job compared to Walz, which, all right, JD Vance might have avoided one question. JD Vance, did a good job. Walz avoided the majority of the questions. If you saw his face and everything, he really didn't know how to answer. He was shocked at some of the stuff that was said, and he was thinking, and he couldn't put anything out that actually meant something to the people. So overall, when people are watching this, I think the independents that weren't voting, that maybe actually just watched this debate, saw, hey, this is the guy I want, and he's on Trump's side. I'm going to the Trump side now rather than the Democrats. So overall, he did a great job. I think he just put Trump way over.
Steve, what do you have to say after just watching this clip and overall impression of these two candidates?
I agree with Dave 100%. Vance sounded good. He was well-spoken. He was intelligent. The other side, they're grasping at straws. They're not answering the right questions. They're avoiding the same questions we keep asking. JD Vance did not. He didn't back off. He went at everything headstrong. He had a view. He already knew what he was going to say. He was prepared. I think Blue got sidetracked, and I don't. he did the same thing Kamala does, just avoiding the question, kind of kicking the can down the street, not being decisive on his answers, where Vance was clearly decisive with what he had to say and his opinions. And I like that. I like you being candid with me, even if I don't like it. I might not like your answer. I might not agree with you, but be candid with me. Tell me your reality. Tell me how you feel. And I'll respect you for that. I'm not going to respect you for just, putting a swing on it, not answering the question fully. That's all I saw. It didn't. Vance looks strong, and he's going to make Trump look stronger.
Great. So I guess we all are on the same page. Go ahead, Dave.
I just want to pitch in because Steve just brought something up saying J.D. Vance was prepared. Why was he prepared compared to Waltz? Is because J.D. Vance was constantly going out in front of the media, answering questions. It didn't matter if he was talking to Fox, MSNBC, CNN, or anybody.
Right.
Waltz, he's done one interview, and Kamala Harris was by his side. He was just going on his regular thing, reading all this teleprompter stuff for his crowd. And how do you want your person that you vote for to actually prepare? You want them to prepare in the real world where they're getting the constant attacks at you, rather than in a nice little room saying, hey, this is what they might say. Let's work on your answers. I don't like that. I like J.D. Vance sitting there and just taking all the questions and answering them, not having some book that he has to read to answer questions.
Or a
That makes
teleprompter.
sense.
Well, same thing. He read all the books because he has to memorize it because there is no teleprompter in the debate.
But
So that's why
memorization doesn't help when you get that question that's off base.
Yep.
Because
Exactly.
now you're answering a question you had in your head. You're not answering what actually was asked of you. And the other guy answered it clearly.
So when you're under attack constantly answering questions, you're going to be able to answer questions. When nobody's ever answering you, asking you questions, and then somebody actually does, you're going to stop, get confused because you have no attack back. You have no real answer back, even if somebody does come after you.
And teleprompters can't foresee the future and what's going to be asked. So if you're sitting there pulling your pants up, you're not going to get anywhere, and you look like a fool.
Well, unless the teleprompter is, run by AI, which will give you the perfect answer everybody wants to hear, and you can read it. But that's another story.
I mean, AI does play a different important role, and we off the camera, me and Steve were having this conversation. Remember, Steve, the AI stuff that you brought up? We'll actually bring that up in this because it's important for people to know how it can affect the outcome. Before we do that, I just want everyone to know we had this conversation regarding Steve. Steve has voted for the Blue Party over the last 2 decades. And Steve, correct me if I'm wrong on anything.
You are 100% wrong. I voted for Bernie Sanders from 2000 through.
Okay.
Up until he didn't run in 2016. And I didn't vote because
you didn't vote.
I did not vote because I hated Biden and I wouldn't vote for Trump. Last election, I voted Trump.
Okay, that's a great thing because, you've been getting a lot of backlash that you are a red party guy, you're a Trump supporter. And we had this conversation, and I also want to have this conversation in front of Dave also because, there is a reason why people like you, there are a lot of people like you who are changing their minds. Not a fan of Trump. I get it. There is no harm in that. Okay. But you see what the Blue Party, the Democratic Party, is doing to the country. And for the better lifestyle here, to have a better living in this country with your own rights and everything, you choose to align with the agendas of the right party, which is the Republicans.
I'm in between. I have views on both sides.
You do, but in terms of
my 5-10 years ago, the blue outweighed the red and what I really wanted. And right now it flipped. What I'm looking for, my grocery prices, EVs, AI, pharmaceutical, the list
Right.
goes on. Right now, the red's looking better. The way the blue's going about things they're more focused on pronouns than actual change in this country. They're more focused on what they identify as. And this is in progress. And they're dividing us because this, excuse my French, pussy generation is all offended by everything. And they're making it a political issue. It's not. It's grow up. You know, in the 80s, I went out on my bike. I busted my ass and ripped my jeans. I tried to hide those pants from my parents because they were going to beat my ass because I cost them money. And then it was coming out of my allowance. And I got in trouble for getting hurt. I never got beaten. My parents are great parents. But nowadays it's, oh, little Steve hurt himself. We have to care for him. Like, we can't punish him that way anymore. Like, the whole world's gone backwards. And it's the same in politics. And we're giving into this. And we're getting mad at each other when we should be fighting together.
That's a great point. Dave, you want to add something to it?
All right, let me tell you my story. So,
Sure.
I never voted for anybody. Ever. I was never into politics until COVID. COVID started. I got into politics because I saw what was going. I started just listening to everybody, what they have to say. Things started affecting my pocket with the prices.
Right.
And I'm like, I don't remember this ever happening before. Okay, COVID never happened previous to that. So that was something new. So obviously that's going to change the things. All right. But when COVID ended and things kept on dragging on, that's when I really started looking at where are all these problems coming from? And they kept on diverting different problems into everything else, like the whole woke DEI and everything else, rather than the actual policies that take care of the people, all the people, rather than a select few. And that's what it should be. They should be they should be helping everybody, not a select few. So, you know, that's why I always wonder when they bring up things in debates, what are you going to do for the Black community? What are you going to do for this community? Why don't you just say what you're going to do for everybody?
Right.
Because
it's important.
Everybody is important. It's not just a select person that's important.
Right.
So now this year is going to be the first year I vote, and I'm definitely voting for Trump. And I mean, I think voting should be completely different. I believe that the candidate shouldn't be on the ticket. They should be a list of policies. You choose your policies that you like, that you're voting for, and they select a candidate for you. I'm not going to select a candidate just because she's whatever she is, or just because whatever he is.
Right.
I want to know his policies. I don't want to know he was a bad guy, he was a good guy, she's this, she's that. No, I want to know her actual character and her policies, not all this bullshit that keeps going on.
I don't know if I just heard today this, and I want to share this with you guys. And I'm going to bring in Elon Musk here. I know, Steve.
Can I just add to Dave real quick and say,
please, go for it.
I love what he had to say about, I don't want to hear the media bullshit about, oh, this guy had sex with this person and this guy smoked weed back in the day. I don't care about that. Every one of us has got skeletons in their closet. Trust me, we all do. Every single politician, every single human. Who cares? Who cares if they smoked weed once or many times or still do? Who cares about all that crap? That's just media crap to discredit somebody. They're going to lie. They're going to blow it out. So ignore that because that's not who you're voting for. It's what they're going to do in office. Are they going to help us? Yes or no? That's my answer. If they can help us, I'm going to vote for them. If they can't, well, fuck off.
Okay. I want to share this with you. I just found out actually a few minutes before we started our show. This is insane, man. So apparently Donald Trump, he is going back to Butler, Pennsylvania, where he had the first assassination attempt. And he's going this, I think it's tomorrow, October 5th. Butler on Saturday, that's all it says. First of all, this is a badass move. I don't know if it's a good move because I don't know if they want to take him out the third and final time. You know, I don't know. Once again, these are just how I see and think. Before I get into Elon Musk, you know, I'm going to keep the screen on here real quick. I'm going to start with you, Steve. Steve, do you think it's a good move for Donald Trump to go back to Butler, Pennsylvania for another rally after what happened to him?
That's a very loaded question. For me, hell yeah. Dude, you tried to kill me. I'm coming back. I'm standing right in front of you. Try it again. He got balls. I like that in a leader. Respect. At the same time, I know you heard the chatter. The hit wasn't put out by anyone here. And if Israel's behind it, it's
how
Israel?
can Israel? No, Iran, not Israel. Iran. The death threats he got was from Iran, not Israel. I don't know where you heard Israel.
Israel does not want him elected. And
Hell no.
honestly, I think
Sure they
Israel's the
do.
one that's got the hit out.
Hold on, no. Steve, I'm gonna stop sharing a number. This is actually very interesting because you're the only person I can ever think of saying it's clear that Iran has put threats against him, but you're the only one. You're the only one who's saying Israel
So has
behind
the
it.
Ukraine.
No, I don't know that about that, Dave. Do you? About Ukraine?
I never heard that
Yeah.
before because number one, Ukraine's an ally. Israel's an ally. People might not like Trump. People may want the other administration in because they're going to keep sending them money and things like that. But against Trump to assassinate, no, absolutely not. It's Iran.
The gravy train ends if Trump gets elected. Trump will actually help us. We all know this. Trump's looking out for America. I might not like him, but I will state that as fact. Trump's looking out for us.
But what does Israel has to do with it? You think that
Because
Israel
we're not going
is
to be
behind
sending them billions of dollars anymore. They want their money. They want blue. Blue will send them money and keep sending them money. We got hurricane victims. What we just send to the Ukraine? Trump wouldn't do that. Not today. No way. So you're blaming Iran. Yeah, Iran admitted to it. Iran's been trying to kill Trump for 20 years. There are other countries out there. And their gravy train runs out if Trump gets elected because he ain't sending money to Ukraine. He's sending money down south. Help our people. And if he doesn't, well, then he just lied. Because from what he's been saying, he's for America right now, even if he wasn't before. Before he wasn't.
No, he always has been in 1980.
He was
in
for red, white,
1983.
and blue.
No.
He was for red, white, and blue, but
I'm
he
gonna
wasn't
correct
for all us 100%.
In 1983, when he did a Oprah Winfrey show, when she said, "Would you like to become president of this country?" He said, "Maybe 20, 30 years from now, maybe, I don't know." But even then, he said in 1983, if that's the correct year, that he loves this country and all he does is care about this country. He is one of the most patriotic human being that I know of who loves this country. Forget the politician part, forget the leader part, forget the president part. Normal people like us, he is one of the very most patriotic people who really love this country. He really appreciates what this country has given him. That's how I feel. Okay.
I'm not gonna argue that.
Yeah. Dave.
From everything
my
he
question,
said, he
yeah.
very much so supports America and
Yes.
wants us to do better. And sending money overseas while we're struggling here is not doing better for us. And we've been at war with Iran forever. But the Ukraine versus Putin, Israel versus everybody. The blue party supports Israel. And that money train runs out if Trump gets elected.
He
Israel does not want Trump elected.
A very interesting view. Dave, I want to ask you before I ask you, first of all, what do you think about Trump going back to Butler, Pennsylvania? Do you think it's a good move on his end? And then we'll get to the comment here that we were talking about.
You stopped recording, didn't you?
No. No. You guys are good.
Oh, it's still good? All right, perfect.
Yeah.
I thought you said
Dave.
pause for a second.
So-
Before. My bad.
No, sorry. Okay, Steve. Dave, Butler, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think it's great. I think it shows he won't back down. And that's what we need in a president. We need him to sit down in front of dangerous areas. When I'm saying dangerous areas, I mean sitting in front of people like Putin,
Mhm.
Zelensky, and everybody else together, rather than, oh, they might say something we don't like or
Mhm.
try to attack us in a way we don't like. I want somebody to stand up for us. And he's showing that he's standing up, that he's not going to back down. When he says something, he's
Mhm.
going to do it rather than, oh, this happened, so I'm just going to avoid them. He's going to the people that want to see him. And everybody wants to see him now because he's standing up for them.
What if
So,
something funny
that's it.
happens there? That's my question. What if something funny happens just like it happened on July 13th?
Well, I don't think it's going to happen again. I'm hoping not. There could be possibilities. There's always possibilities. But I think under all the scrutiny over the past 2 attempts, and now with Iran coming in, with everything we heard about them, that if something happens now, the Secret Service would be devastated. And they can't have that. The whole country would go wild, saying,
Well, the Secret
hey,
Service was
this-
devastated the first time.
no, they're not. They just brushed it off. Nobody gave a shit. Who gave a shit about that? How many people, how long was it in the news cycle? It was in the news cycle for a week.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So did the Secret Service really get the scrutiny it had to get? The higher up people? No, it didn't.
But did they drop the ball? Did they?
Yes, they dropped the
Did
ball.
Did they protect Trump like they were supposed to?
No, the
No, they
question is
didn't.
who gives a shit about the past, Steve? It's what's going to happen now. If they don't protect them now, they are screwed.
That's true.
What happened before, and it's over. A week went by, people didn't give a shit. Another week went by. Well, it wasn't the people that didn't give a shit. It was the media that didn't give a shit. Well, certain media platforms that didn't give a shit.
Good answer.
And it just came out and disappeared. Never heard from it again. You didn't hear the left-wing media saying, hey, we got to go after the Secret Service because we got to figure out what they're actually doing to protect our president. If it happens now and he gets assassinated, there's going to be a huge problem.
Well, my
So
question
I believe
is,
he's going to go there. I believe he's going to go there and everything's going to be fine. The people are going to fully respect him because he's standing up for us and for himself and showing he won't back down.
Agreed on that. At the same time, the Secret Service didn't protect the old president. Maybe they let it slide because they're more protecting the new president about to be president.
Well, like I said, if another one happens, it's over for the Secret Service
That's true.
at that point.
Should have been
So,
over the second time.
It's not. It should have been, but it wasn't. But if I'm saying if something does happen, it's done. So nothing will happen because they're pretty much going to be on 100% watch because they know they're under. The Secret Service has eyes on them now. And I'm pretty sure there's going to be other private security over there that maybe somebody else hired to keep up on Secret Service. That's my
Then
belief.
okay, so I want to ask you one thing. What do you have to say about the stance of Elon Musk? I know I want to bring Elon Musk important because one of the most influential people. This is what he posted a few days ago. Very few Americans realize that if Trump is not elected, this will be the last election. He's the only way to save democracy. And then he gives all his reasoning behind it. He said that if Harris wins, America then becomes a one-party state, and democracy is over. Here, as you can see, I will be there to support. I don't agree with this humanity reaching multi-planetary stuff. That is something I don't agree with. I don't believe in, but I do support his other agendas. And as you can see, Trump is the only way. He's as vocal as he can be. He's supporting him as he can be. They both are reposting each other tweets. It's unbelievable. The guy was a blue guy and completely became a guy that is supporting the red party and the candidate who he never liked. They didn't have a good relationship 2016 onwards and so forth, but he realizes what's happening is a threat to, is not good. Good things are not happening. So my question to you is, I'm going to start with you, Dave. Do you like that Elon is supporting Trump to this extent and he's being as vocal as anyone can be with the kind of power and influence he possesses?
Of course. He's he's good for the people also.
Right.
As you can see what happened with the hurricanes. Trump gave him a call and said, hey, could you do anything? And Starlink went up so they could start communicating. He started sending the Starlink over there so they could set it up so communications could happen, because over there people have no power, no communications, and they need to communicate. Now they've got to get supplies. Overall, yeah, he's supporting Trump, and he should continue supporting Trump because Elon loves the United States also. If you really look at everything that he does and everything that he did inside this country, keeps growing things up. So he wants a president that would benefit him and the people. So he's going for Trump, and Trump will help him out and help everybody else out. I mean, like I said, it's not the select few people that Trump's going to help out. Trump's going to help out everybody. We're not looking for the select few. We're looking for him to help everybody.
Yeah. Steve, I know your views on Elon Musk, but I'm talking about he's supporting what we all are agreeing on, what is better for the nation, right? Maybe his personality is similar to Donald Trump. Some people don't like it. Maybe he's very outspoken, speaks his mind, very upfront. Do you support his agenda of supporting Trump with the kind of power and influence he has over the world, over the people?
You know my opinion on Elon Musk, and it's actually worse than Trump. I do like the fact he's supporting Trump, only for one reason. He's got influence. This benefits Trump. This benefits our goal right now. Our goal is, in my opinion, to save us from a demise, because that chatter about this being the last election,
Do you agree with that? If it will be, it will be the
I
last
don't
election.
100% agree, but I can see it happening. Absolutely see it happening. That this is very critical for us, and the blue party right now is crippling us in debt. Elon Musk wants to go to Mars. I think he's a lunatic. His EVs are killing the planet faster. They're not sustainable. He's now, I think he's seeing the writing on the wall. I'm glad he's supporting Trump, because I'm supporting red right now, and Trump is red. So go Trump, 100%. And having his influence, that's very good, especially someone that's run blue their whole life, switching parties, is good. But is it real? Is he siding with the winning team? Is he looking to boost something on his end? I don't know. He wants to, he's got this whole agenda, most of which I think is retarded, but he's got an agenda. So if supporting Trump helps his agenda, he's going to do it. I'm glad he's doing it because it helps Trump and red. Because although I've run blue right now, blue's killing us. And if no one sees that, they're not paying attention. They're listening to what Fox News, CNN, and MSNBC are feeding them. And they're eating it up.
Interesting. Last thing on this topic, there is this new article came out. So I just want people who are listening from other parts of the world who don't know what a blue party and red party is. In the United States, a blue party is a Democratic party, whereas a red party is a Republican party. So at least people know what we are talking about. Now, I also want people to explain that in this country, for someone to become a president, it is the electoral vote that matters the most. It is the electoral vote, the race to 270 electoral votes. Whosoever wins, reaches that 270, becomes the president of this country. So people know how the voting system works in the United States. Now, this article came out very interesting, and it's actually a very credible article because this was used in 2020 as well when Biden won. I don't believe it, but Harris holds a 66 electoral vote lead over Trump. This whole project has been made by Thomas Miller. He also predicted the 2020, which was absolutely correct. I don't know, man, if I believe this stuff. 66 is a huge number. Do you think one must be concerned when they see this article? That much lead? This is crazy. 66, it's very hard to overcome. What do you guys think? Start with Steve, then we go to Dave.
That kind of depends. What swing states are in that 66%? 66 electoral votes, correct?
Yeah, seven swing states. Michigan, Wisconsin, Arizona, Nevada, Pennsylvania. I think it's Georgia, maybe one, Atlanta, I think, and then there is one more.
And Pennsylvania flipping red kills the whole Delta. Pennsylvania's got what? How many electoral votes does Pennsylvania have? I think it's in the 40s or low 40s or late 30s, right?
I'll check while you keep talking. Yeah. Keep talking.
Yeah. If they got 35 electoral votes, they go red, that's a 70 vote swing. Trump wins. He takes North Carolina or Pennsylvania, they're dead even. And we don't know what everyone's voting right now. There's a lot of sleepers out there. There are a lot of people not talking that we're blue. and now they're red. There are more of those people out there than we know about.
It's
And-
actually 19 votes. It's actually 19 votes. I found this article.
Wait,
So-
what's got 19 votes?
Pennsylvania is 19
Pennsylvania.
electoral votes.
Only
Right.
19?
Yes. California is the biggest. Look at this, 54.
Yeah, no,
This
yeah,
will
they
never
always
be
have
right.
been.
So Pennsylvania is only
Florida's
19
30.
right here.
Pennsylvania's only 19?
Wisconsin
Yes.
is 10, which is swing state. Then you have
North Carolina would be the next one I'd look at.
North Carolina is right here. Where did it go? 16 votes. So that's pretty close
Yeah, it's
to
all-
Pennsylvania.
What is it? What's the total? Total electoral votes.
Total electoral votes are 538 right here.
Those numbers seem
major-
very low.
Yeah, but look at
I
this,
don't know
bro.
why.
No, that's
New York. Yeah, go ahead, Dave.
New Jersey,
electoral
14.
vote, the electoral votes, Steve. It's all based on population.
Yeah, I know that.
You know,
I know that, but they
that's-
seem
that's
low.
what-
They just seem low. Even New
No,
York,
those are-
New York
those
used
are
to
the
be
right
like
numbers.
39. What happened?
No. These are the right numbers. The numbers haven't changed for a while.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's
The
that's why
California.
Elon's saying that there won't be another election is because if they get in, they want to change all the illegal immigrants to actual citizens, correct? So if you do
Yeah.
that, whose vote do you get? And look at the population numbers, they're gonna change the electoral votes and also seats in Congress and stuff like that. And I think
What-
by,
what-
So these are
what's
the
Florida
these are
going?
the 7 states.
2034.
What's
Flo-
Florida going? Is Florida going red?
Florida
this
is
year?
30.
Yeah,
Florida has
Florida's
always
red.
been red. It's 30. But like these are the 7 swing
Florida will
states.
flip, but yeah.
Arizona 11, Georgia 16, Michigan 15, Nevada 6, Carolina 16, Pennsylvania 19, Wisconsin 10. Altogether, it adds to 90. Out of the 538, these 7 states count to 90.
Yep.
And these are the states where a president must win in order to win
Where's
the.
Ohio in this mix? They're usually a swing state.
Ohio is not a swing state. Nope.
No.
Ohio is 17 votes, but it is not a swing state.
It's going red or blue.
I will look while you guys keep talking.
Yeah, I'm curious on that. Because it usually is a swing state.
No, I mean, it does not talk about, hey, why Ohio is no longer considered a swing state in presidential elections. So,
Okay, it changed.
yeah.
That happened.
So, yeah. So my question is, even these numbers that we're looking at, so if we just look at it, this is great that we brought up, and I think we all can agree. Tri-state, New Jersey, New York, and Connecticut. Where did C go? CCC, right here. This 7 plus 14, 21 plus 28, 59. This is pure blue. Democratic Party, 59.
Yeah.
Dude, look at California, 54. 59 plus 54, 113. So out of 270, these 4 states already cost 113, which is
Add
insane.
Colorado, add Washington, add Oregon.
So
It doesn't
Colorado,
matter,
10,
They're
because
going
they're not
blue. They're going
populated.
blue. For sure.
123, 135. And which other state you said? Washington, right?
Oregon, Washington, Colorado. They're going blue.
Well,
Alright.
why are we even getting into this when these aren't even swing states? It really doesn't even matter.
No.
No.
Well, he's going for a total that's automatic.
Dave, if we do
Oh,
this,
okay.
if we do this, you're looking at 113 plus Oregon is 8, 121, Washington is 12, 133. And which was one more state you said? Colorado.
Colorado 10.
123, 135,
Yeah, there are a couple.
135 plus give or take, that's already 145 electoral votes for the Democratic candidate. Out of 270, that's almost 60%.
Yeah. Add Connecticut, Delaware, Rhode Island, District of Columbia. They're all going blue.
Oh, man, from what I am seeing, man, this seems like it's a one party kind of the electoral voting system. I mean, how come California has 54, which is more than the tri-state here? That is crazy.
Well, the question isn't that. The question is, how come? Well, this actually hurts the red. With the Senate, we have California has 2 senators to vote. They get 2 blue, but
Mm-hmm.
New Mexico, Texas, and the entire South is all red. Most of the states are red.
Yes. Yes.
And they each get 2 votes. And I think the next 15 states, the bottom 15 states don't equal California's total population, but they get like 32 votes. They got
Exactly.
32 senators voting red, where California has 2.
2.
Texas only has 2. Texas, I think, is number 2. They got 40 votes, right?
Yes.
They're red. Florida, 30. They're going to be red. And then you end up with the entire Bible Belt, which is also going red. So even though they only got, the problem is Montana has what, 3
Mhm.
electoral votes?
Yes.
It's
4.
huge. 4. Yeah. Wyoming, all these states, Oklahoma, New Mexico, they're all going red, but they only have 3,
So the
4,
Midwest is pretty
5.
much red. The Midwest is pretty much red.
Oh yeah,
And South is
the
pretty much
South,
red.
and the South Central, east of Mississippi River, not the coastline. Tennessee, Kentucky, Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana, Alabama, all those, they're all red. They're not going blue. So there
Man,
are a
this
lot
is
of red
crazy.
states there too.
Damn. I'm actually blown away by these numbers. And so back to the topic of this thing is each of these candidates, whosoever wins these 7 swing states, would be the 47th president. So my question to both of you is, as I started with this podcast, was both of you, would it be Kamala Harris or Donald Trump, based on the numbers you have currently seen, who is ahead, and so forth? Dave, I want to start with you. I'm going to end this topic with you before we go on to the other topic. Go ahead, Dave.
Well, I'm wondering what other topics are because something might come up. No, I think Trump is going to win. Well, I hope Trump is going to win. People have to just go out and vote for him rather than sit down on their couch,
Mm-hmm.
but actually get up and go to that voting booth. Voting already has started. There's going to be a lot of things that are coming out about Harris and stuff right now. I don't know how true some of this stuff is, but I wouldn't put it against her. So I'm going to say Trump's going to win. It's number 1. I don't think she has a chance, but people have to go out and vote for him, so she doesn't have a chance.
Steve?
It's up in the air. I hope Trump wins, but Kamala's got a pretty commanding lead. And
Okay, let me put
I'm
my
hoping-
question this way. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm
Finish.
more hoping that, like what I said before, I think there's a lot of people out there that are not speaking their minds, that have switched sides. They're afraid to talk to their spouse about it. I know a couple people where the guy or the girl, well, I can't tell my wife, I can't tell my husband, but I'm voting for Trump. There are a lot of those out there right now. And that's kind of what I'm banking on, that they'll come through and they'll switch that side at the end. They'll make the right decision, because right now we're getting crippled. We're absolutely getting crippled by prices, interest rates, and this administration's handing the farm away to big business and sending all the rest. What did we send? $385 billion to Ukraine this week.
Yeah, it's crazy.
What about
I mean,
fucking
altogether.
hurricane?
Yeah.
What about us?
So,
What about America?
so
Go ahead,
I
Dave.
mean,
let me for those numbers you were saying before with her being a certain percentage up and a person was right on the poll before, I was right on polls before just by flipping a coin. And that's what it is. He was right on the poll last time. So people are all like, oh, he was right last time. I don't listen to the polls because it's like you said, it's 50-50. It's going to be close. It's a coin flip. So who was right on a poll one year, who was wrong on a poll the next year, those numbers don't matter. I mean, those numbers could hurt Harris, saying that she's so far up. She'll make more people actually get out and vote for Trump that wouldn't have actually got out of the chair and hit that voting booth. So, you know, that's what I could see actually happening, that a lot of the stuff that they're doing will backfire on them. And it is slowly, progressively doing it to this date. And with another month, the way everything's been going, a lot of stuff is going to keep showing up.
I want to add to that, the GOP being the grand old party. About 50% of their voters are your seniors, your people that aren't on social media. A lot of where Harris is standing right now is based on social media activity. We didn't factor this in back in 2000 because it wasn't big, even 2010. But now, the majority of what's going on is based on chatter. And the younger generation is the one that's chattering on social media. The older generation is going to vote for who they're going to vote for. But they also don't talk on Facebook all the time. And they're not giving us their political views or whoever's doing these surveys. So, in my opinion, there's a lot more out there that's going to vote for Trump because they're just not getting seen right now. They're not in the shadows. They're just not talking on social media like everyone does today. And that is predominantly a blue platform. It's kids, internet. My dad doesn't even have a cell phone. He's going to vote for who he's going to vote for. If he votes red, you don't even know. You won't know till he does. Because he's not on social media, could care less. And a lot of that generation does. And that's a generation that is going red right now. Because it's hurting their wallets too.
Anything else you want to add, Dave, before we move on to the next topic?
No, go ahead. Next topic.
Very important topic. I want to talk about the conflict in the Middle East. You know, as we all know that Israel has attacked the Hezbollah fighters and has started another kind of war with Lebanon. They actually planted explosive in the Hezbollah leaders' pagers, which went off. And they also killed the Secretary General of Hezbollah, Hassan Nasrallah, a few days ago, to which Iran has vowed to take full retaliation. And even they've been firing rockets nonstop since yesterday, day before yesterday. Officials around the world are worried that the next step in this war could trigger a full-blown regional war within the entire Middle East. So my question to you is, you know, this is a very sensitive topic, and I think before we get into this, I want to wish people in Israel from our side happy Rosh Hashanah, which was here a couple of days ago, which is the beginning of the new year. And also we want to send our condolences to the people in Palestine, Lebanon, who are losing lives, you know, due to the quest of political power. You know, on both sides, everyone is a human being, right?
Can we say the innocent people?
Yes. Okay. Fair enough.
Yes.
That's a fair enough. I'll start with anyone you can start. I'm going to give my opinions in the end because, you know, I really want to know what you both guys have to see, because this is the problem. You know, Israel is US ally, right? Iran is with, you know, as I said, is backing Palestine, other Arab Muslim nations trying to protect the lives of innocent people. I'm going to use that word, Dave, innocent. Okay.
Yes.
So my question to both of you is, first of all, what do you make of this conflict in Middle East? Do you think this will ever end? And do you see any way out of this? I personally don't. I'll give my views in the end. I'll start with you, Steve, and then I'll go with Dave. Steve, let's talk about, do you condemn Hamas for what they did on October 7th? Questions number 2, do you condemn Israel for attacking Lebanon and the Mossad installing the explosives in their pagers? That's my question.
At the risk of sounding anti-Semitic, which I'm not, I don't support Israel at all or supporting Israel at all. We have our own problems here. This is the war that's been going on since the beginning of time. There is no end. The entire Middle East, who hates Israel, have they given the Palestinians a place to stay? Have they given them shelter? They hate them too. They're like lepers over there. It's sad. We're going to defend you against Israel because we don't like Israel, but you can't stay here. What the fuck is that? And the entire Middle East wants Israel gone. This has been going on forever. It's just facts. I don't think this war is ever going to end. And we're hemorrhaging money over them. When we got our own people, we got our own veterans, we got hurricane victims, we got problems here, we got border problems, we got healthcare problems, we have our own issues. And where's our money going? Where's my tax dollars going? My taxes are up, my interest rates are up, my grocery prices are up, businesses are making money, everything's raping my pocket. And we're going to send money to Israel. Wait, and Netanyahu? He's bombing innocent people. He doesn't care where he drops his fucking bombs. Killing kids in schools. He's killing his own people. If they're Palestinians in his country, he's going to blow up his own fucking school to kill the Palestinians. Doesn't matter how many Israelis die. He's a fucking lunatic. He's a psychopath. How we defend him? What, because we got a lot of Jews in this country and their vote matters? Shouldn't. Because the rest of the friggin' people in this country are of other cultures. Italians,
That's a bold
Irish,
statement,
British,
Steve.
Mexican, everything.
That's
We
a
have the
bold
whole
statement,
world here.
Steve. United States is the second country with the highest population of Jewish origin in the world after
True
Israel.
story. But we also have a lot of other people, and Jews are still a small percentage of our population. What are
But
they?
they are the real lobbyists.
10%?
They are the lobbyists.
They're the largest population in the world is here, yes. But they're still a small percentage of our country as a whole. We have many other cultures. Every other culture in the world is here. So why are we choosing one, the 10%, over the other 90?
That will always be changed. That can something
And
not
no
be changed.
disrespect to helping, but we should be helping ourselves first. Americans should come first. I get it, there's conflict in the rest of the world, but don't let me bring up Vietnam and Korea. Same problem. Why are we sending money and troops over there when we got problems here? Our problems here should be solved first. Because that's what I'm voting for.
Dave,
If we have extra money, help them all day.
Dave,
All right. The United States is allied with Israel.
Mhm.
We're supposed to be allied with Israel.
Mhm.
An ally is not supposed to tell Israel what to do. It's like your friend is not supposed to tell you what to do. He should give you advice, but not make statements of what you can and cannot do. All right. So Israel's going to do what Israel's going to do, and I'll support them with whatever they want to do. Because just like here, the United States got attacked on 9/11. What did we do? We went and attacked what we needed to do to stop those terrorist attacks from happening. Correct? So nobody said, hey, you can't do that. Nobody made all these big statements, oh, this and that. No, we got rid of the problem. Completely? No, but a huge point at that time. And now that's what Israel's doing. They're getting rid of the problem. If they don't get rid of the problem, which is the terrorists, Hamas, and everything else, not the innocent people, the innocent people aren't standing up for themselves and saying, hey, we're not going to follow you, Hamas. We're not going to let you make these tunnels under our city.
Can I give you a pushback, Dave, on this?
Sure, go ahead.
And this pushback is not coming from me, okay?
No, that's fine.
So apparently, so once again, as I said, I have a neutral view here, okay? I don't want to take sides because this is a very delicate situation, you know, where you're going to get backlash no matter what if you take one side or the other, right? So I'm going to speak neutrally, right? Hamas apparently is considered as a terrorist organization, whereas Hamas is considered a group of innocent people in Palestine who just wants to take their home back, who wants to take their land from Israel. Okay? And I'm telling you once again what I have heard. This information is public, available online. For those of you guys, I would encourage you to watch. Actually, I'll share it here with you. A podcast, Lex Friedman podcast, which he did. Okay? He is an excellent podcaster. He did podcasts with Netanyahu and he did podcasts with people of Palestine to hear both sides of the story. And they never will agree with each other. Otherwise, there will never be a peace. Never will be a peace, right? There will always be war. If they agree with each other, a peace will be made, but that's not going to happen, as Steve said. This has been going on since 1914, 1948, and just keep getting worse and worse, right?
Keep going, keep going, keep going.
Yeah. So my question to you is, who labeled Hamas as a terrorist organization? I don't know. Do you guys know? Was it United States? Was it Israel?
Let me put it this way. I'm gonna label him as a terrorist.
Okay.
Because I'll label him as a terrorist for suppressing its own people.
Good answer.
We're in this country because we want to be free. And the government is supposed to help us get better, correct? So if Hamas is their government and Palestine is in a horrible condition, and we're not bettering the people by trying to figure out how to get more electricity, more water, and help the people. You know, I'm saying this before the war, okay?
Mm-hmm.
They didn't grow their infrastructure, schooling, and everything else to help their people. They suppressed their people by spending all the money, building tunnels, everything like that, just to create war. So that's why I'm calling them terrorists. They're going to create war. They're not going to help their own people get out of it where they don't even have to worry about war because they don't need that greed. They make their own resources that they could live on and sustain. That's why I'm going to label them, and that's why I'm for Israel.
Okay.
I'd like to add to that because
please,
you're defending that, which is great. People dying. What's happened in Israel is horrifying, and it's not okay. And I don't agree with anything happening there. But how's that different from what our government's doing to us right now? Our current administration. I know I'm a little off topic on this, but it's kind of we're going to do this, and they're not really looking out for us either. The same way. The current administration is not looking out for our well-being, the same way Netanyahu is not looking out for his own people's well-being. He doesn't care who he kills. He's got a goal. whatever it is. He wants Palestinians gone. The rest of the countries won't take them. Well, but they'll defend them.
Hold on.
They don't like Israel.
Could I jump in?
Yep.
Is Netanyahu suppressing his own people?
Well, he's bombing his own people.
Who?
I'll jump in. Netanyahu is suppressing his own people and they want him out. This is his final term and he will be ousted. He will not be reelected again because people are fed up with him. This is true story. It's public information.
Yeah. I don't know about Netanyahu. I don't look into him.
Yeah.
I just support Israel. I'm not supporting any particular person. I'm just saying if somebody attacks your home, you have to defend your home in any way possible.
100% agree.
Yeah. And I
$100%.
support peace all day, both sides. I don't want to see Israelis die. I don't want to see Palestinians die. Let me make that clear.
See, that's the problem. That's the problem is the higher ups destroys the innocent people. And that's the unfortunate thing of war, is because the higher ups make all the decisions. Who goes into war? Whose feet are actually in the war? It's the innocent people. But we're here, like if I was sent into war, I'm not in the military or anything like that, but I'm here to defend my country.
Right.
You know, I believe the higher ups, you know, they're sending me in there. I'm there to just defend it. Understand? So if innocent people are going to die in every single war, the military people that die on either side that aren't the terrorists are innocent. They're fighting for what they believe is right. Rather than fighting, they got to fight for freedom, not for being suppressed.
Okay. Let me pose a different question. I like this one.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can't pay your rent, are you going to donate $500 to charity? America can't support its own people. Can't send money where it's due here. We got issues with student debt. We got issues with interest rates. We got issues with homeless. We got issues with veterans that are not getting the support they need. They're American citizens. They're people that live here in our country, our friends and neighbors, people that are voting for our president. They should come before we send money to Israel, whether we're allies or not. America is not coming first, and that's my problem. Because otherwise, we would have sent that $385 billion down south to help our hurricane victims. Those are Americans.
I want to share this.
As a result of Mother Nature.
I want to play this video and then I'm going to let you guys go at it again, okay? I just want to play this video with you guys. This is Benjamin Netanyahu's address to people of Iran. Here we go.
A lot about the leaders of Iran. Yet at this pivotal moment, I want to address you, the people of Iran. I want to do so directly, without filters, without middlemen. Every day, you see a regime that subjugates you make fiery speeches about defending Lebanon, defending Gaza. Yet every day, that regime plunges our region deeper into darkness and deeper into war. Every day, their puppets are eliminated. Ask Muhammad Deif. Ask Nasrallah. There is nowhere in the Middle East Israel cannot reach. There's nowhere we will not go to protect our people and protect our country. With every passing moment, the regime is bringing you, the noble Persian people, closer to the abyss. The vast majority of Iranians know their regime doesn't care a whit about them. If it did care, if it cared about you, it would stop wasting billions of dollars on futile wars across the Middle East. It would start improving your lives. Imagine if all the vast money the regime wasted on nuclear weapons and foreign wars were invested in your children's education and improving your health care, in building your nation's infrastructure, water, sewage, all the other things that you need. Imagine that. But you know one simple thing. Iran's tyrants don't care about your future, but you do. When Iran is finally free, and that moment will come a lot sooner than people think, everything will be different. Our two ancient peoples, the Jewish people and the Persian people, will finally be at peace. Our two countries, Israel and Iran, will be at peace. When that day comes, the terror network that the regime built in 5 continents will be bankrupt, dismantled. Iran will thrive as never before. Global investment, massive tourism, brilliant technological innovation based on the tremendous talents that exist inside Iran. Doesn't that sound better than endless poverty, repression, and war? From Qom to Isfahan, from Shiraz to Tabriz, there are tens of millions of good and decent people with thousands of years of history behind them and a brilliant future ahead of them. Don't let a small group of fanatic theocrats crush your hopes and your dreams. You deserve better. Your children deserve better. The entire world deserves better. I know you don't support the rapists and murderers of Hamas and Hezbollah, but your leaders do. You deserve more. The people of Iran should know Israel stands with you. May we together know a future of prosperity and peace.
Okay. I don't know, man. To me, he sounds like a hypocrite, because when he's given a two-state solution, when he's given a ceasefire option, even by the United States, he keeps saying no, no, no. He keeps saying we will not end till we eradicate these terrorists. And now, being a hypocrite that he is, he's telling the people of Iran, first of all, he has no right to talk to them. They give shit about him, you know. Someone who is bombing your country, you can never be friends with. Dave, as you said, if someone is attacking you, you're going to defend your home. Here, Iranian people, that is their home, and they will defend their home, no matter how they do it, okay? To me, this was one of the most horrible things he has ever done as a prime minister. This is so hypocrite of him. Like, I had respect for him. After this, I have lost all respect for this man as a political
He
leader.
lied. He lied.
You know? Yeah.
Straight up, he lied.
Yeah. So he's making all this nonsense. He thinks that by giving a 2-minute speech, he can turn the people of Iran supporting him and his agenda. That's not going to happen. You know what will help? By him accepting a two-state solution. Let Israel live in peace. Let Palestinians live in peace. Liberation of Palestine, liberation of Israel. Then
But
there
now
will be no such
but
nonsense.
Sid, let me just throw this out there.
Yeah.
This isn't a regular war. This is the religious war. A
Yes.
book told them that this was their promised land. They were promised this, and they believe it's theirs. You can't take down true believers. They will die for their beliefs every time. And
Exactly.
that's the problem. This is an unwinnable war because the Israelis feel that that's their promised land. And the Palestinians believe that's their promise. That's their land. Give it to us. It's never going to, there's no end result. And the rest of the Middle East is defending the Palestinians because Israel's bombing them. But they're not giving them shelter. They're not giving them homes. They're not giving them relief from the struggle that they've been going on with for how long? Maybe look up when this war started, because it's been going on since the beginning of time.
1948 was the first, but the whole thing was when the
It's been
Britishers
going
in
on
1914.
It's going on for thousands of years. This is not a new argument or disagreement. It's been going on. And at this point, haven't we realized that it's futile to get involved?
Yeah. I mean, I'll say one.
And I don't want to sound anti-Semitic. I hope no more Jews die and I hope no more Palestinians die. 100%. But there's no end to this. Nothing has given us an end or a possible resolution. or a treaty that can make it good for everybody and get this off our plate forever, because the world is suffering as a result.
Dave, we'll have your final say on this before we move to the last topic.
All I gotta say is I defend Israel because they really don't suppress their people.
No. Not defending part. I'm asking you, what do you think about the speech by Netanyahu? We all agree that
No,
there should be no innocent lives lost. I think we all three of us are in agreement to that. Israel,
100%.
Palestine, Lebanon, Iran, innocent lives. I'm going to use the word innocent, Dave, as you said. Innocent lives must not be lost.
Yeah.
Bottom line. That's it. Okay. We all have agreement. My question to you is, you heard this speech, you heard what's going on. You know, he does not want to accept a two-state solution as well, which is fine. As Steve said, he has the right because they were given the land, the promise, and both parties are saying it is our land. You know, my question to you is, what do you think of the speech that he gave to the people of Iran?
I'm gonna say it's hypocritical,
Mhm.
but the things he said is what I just said also. People are being suppressed because their money is going somewhere else to create a war rather than bring people up. So what he's saying is making sense, that if your country does this for you, you will be better off and there will be no wars. I mean, don't you get that from what he said at
Mhm.
all, or no?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I do, but my thing is, as you said, it's very hypocrite of him to come out and give
Yes,
this
it's
statement, right?
yes, it's hypocritical, but his statement is factual.
Is it? Or is he just telling
Hold
everybody
on,
what they want to hear? That's all I heard.
hold on. If it's telling people what they want to hear, but the things he's saying are facts. If you make a school, you're going to educate people, right? That's a fact.
That is the goal. Yes.
If you bring water, people will be able to drink. That's a fact. So if you build up your infrastructure, you better all the people. These are all facts. So he's
Where is
stating
he?
all facts.
What is he conceding to make it an agreement that is valid between both parties? He conceded nothing. At the end of the day, this is our land. This is what we're going to do. And this is how we're going to activate it. It's not a solution. It's him just stating what he's doing, which is not helping.
Dave, what do you have to say to that?
I don't know. I think he's doing the right thing for Israel. That's about it. I mean, thing is, my feet aren't there, so I have no say in this.
Yes.
But I support an area that's growing people rather than
Right.
suppressing people. That's what I'm going for.
Okay.
Innocent people die. Very unfortunate. I hate that. But
Yeah.
the other people, they gotta be gone. I mean, all this talk about he shut down this, he did the whatever peace deal or whatever. You also gotta look at the other side too. Hamas didn't release the hostages. Are they showing all the hostages? How many hostages are? No, they say they're going to release the hostages, and then all of a sudden, no, we're not releasing the hostages. So if one side doesn't say, "Hey, you can do this," the other side says, "Hey, I can't do that either." So we're not going to have peace. That's how it works.
Yeah.
If one person doesn't agree, oh no, we're not going to release the hostages, but we still want a ceasefire. Yeah, it's not going to happen.
And you're right.
That's the
Also,
way I'm seeing things. Like I said, my feet aren't there, so I do not have any say in this. This
Right.
is just my view. My feet aren't there. It's just how I see common sense works.
I'm going to play devil's advocate on this one. Just to throw this out there, I think it'll be a good answer. And I want to hear what Juice has to say on this. What if, and this has happened in the past many times, what if that war comes here?
Mm-hmm.
Now we're fighting on our own territory, in our own country. Is your view going to be the same when we're fighting each other and we're dividing sides here amongst our own people, amongst our own citizens, which is very possible because right now this election is bringing up a lot of heat, and the Israel aspect of it is very big, considering we have two parties that are looking at two different things. Not saying either party's correct, and I'm not saying I agree with either side. I'm siding with my country and what's best for the people of my country, my family. That's it. I have no hate towards any other country or anyone else in the world. But when that comes over here, we're going to take sides. And this whole conversation is different. Dave.
Okay.
I'm very confused. I think you got me all wrong, Steve.
I think I got you right. I want to hear you say.
No. I think you're seeing everything all wrong to a point. There's one little thing that I see you're seeing wrong. I support Israel. I do not support the United States sending money to Israel.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
That's why I'm voting Trump. Because I want all these wars to end. And the people in the United States to be supported, not the United States supporting other people.
Thank you, Dave.
I took the question as, who do you support, Israel or Palestine?
Right.
Right? That's the way I took it. I didn't take it as, do you think the United States should be supporting Israel or Palestine? No, it's just between those two. So that's where I think you got me wrong. That's why I was wondering why you kept coming back to here. All right.
That's also why I just asked that question. And by the way,
I
I'd like to.
I don't want this money to go to Ukraine. I don't want this money to go to this. That's why I said allies are allies. We should tell them, give them advice, but we can't tell them what to do. We should not be sending money to them. All right, I could support you. All right. I'm your friend. I'll loan you this. You're going to pay me back. That's fine. That's cool.
Agreed. And if that money was coming back, it'd be a different story.
But I'm not going to give you money, right? If my country's not.
If my people are struggling.
Basically, I'm going to feed my kid first before I feed you. All right. That's my entire view.
That's my point.
Why the United States is sending all this money out there, spending all this money on all these illegal immigrants in our country and not actually helping the citizens of this country.
Dave, thank you.
There you go.
I wanted you to say exactly what you just said, because I know that's your view. I wanted you to say that out loud because that is the right answer. That's what I believe. I don't hate Israel, and God bless their people. I hope this ends. But we're in a situation where right now, America is put second to all this other crap around the world. I'm not saying that their struggle isn't real. I'm not saying that it's fair. I'm saying, what about us? What about the people paying extra taxes, getting raped on grocery prices, getting pulled in different directions and fighting each other? We gotta get on the same page and work together as a country red, white, and blue. That's
All
where our
right.
blood should run.
Let me jump in just so I don't lose this. We send all this humanitarian aid out to all countries and all this because of all this stuff. Are countries sending humanitarian aid into us because of these hurricanes and stuff right now?
Mm-hmm.
And so why is the US continuing to do this, sending it to other countries rather than spending it on their own citizens?
Thank you.
That's what needs to be done. And
Agreed.
that's why Trump needs to get in, because like you said, all right, we got things in the UN and everything else, NATO got to pay their fair share, just like Biden and all of them say with the taxes, got to pay your fair share. But when it comes to country, oh, we'll give you more and you don't have to pay your percentages. The fair share ends over there. No, they should pay their own fair share.
Because we need $1 trillion to help hurricane victims. Doesn't mean we should send it to Ukraine. I have no problem. I love the Ukraine. But our people should come first. And if it came to them in the same decision, they got a hurricane or whatever, their people suffering, they're going to put their money there first. The same way any country should do.
But Steve, you just said that US should support Ukraine. So if Zelensky comes here asking for money, that is the support US is showing. That's my pushback to you.
Hey, if we have the money to spend, that's one thing. But right now we don't.
How
And
do you
it's
know?
not coming back to us.
Dude, the deficit is almost close to $36.5 trillion now, and it is heading towards bankruptcy. So my thing is, where is all this money coming from that they're giving? Of course, it's taxpayers' money. But if you are in debt and you don't have money, what is the end result? Bankruptcy, right? Yes, United States has the largest gold reserves in the world. That is how they print currency on the
And
backing
that came,
value of
and
the
we
gold.
were off the gold
No,
standard.
no, no,
in
no,
the
no, no,
fucking
no, no. That
70s.
ended. That ended. The US currency is no longer
No.
backed by gold. That is US currency
No,
is
that's
hey,
always
how
true.
much can we print?
I know, but you can only print based on the amount of gold reserves you have. That is a
Whoa,
collateral.
whoa, whoa,
No.
no. We went off the gold standard back in.
No.
Oh,
Oh, Dave.
am I mistaken here?
You know that we're
Yes,
off.
you
We've been
are.
off the gold standard 50 years, at least 60 years. The
I mean,
late
this is
60s, early
this is
70s.
what I heard when they
We're
printed
off
$2
the
trillion.
gold standard.
We're on that print at will standard.
Yes, what he said.
Ah,
We could just print and print and print and print money. But that causes all this inflation that's going on. Is the value of every dollar that gets printed starts to keep going down and down because there's an excess of it. We're overprinting money.
The only
the
thing
Federal
saving
Reserve
us
says
Devaluating money.
is so many. We are such a stake in the world economy that for us to fail will bankrupt other countries because they have so much money owed to them by us. China owns a ton of our country. We can't pay that debt. We don't have the money. Or we could just print more, which makes our dollar worthless.
I mean, you're right. I'm actually reading about it. It says
It's a
that
house of cards.
printing more money would avoid higher taxes. It also causes problem, which is inflation. Demand for dollar, as you said, goes very low. It also says when the Fed floods the economy with cash, it can boost public spending power and contribute to rising share prices, which can lead to market stability. Very interesting. Okay, so I was under a different. See, I was under the impression this is what I heard in the COVID time when they printed $2 trillion for people to not work and just sit home and chill out and enjoy the life. It was because if God something happens, they have the gold reserve to sell to get them out of the default, that default.
Yeah.
They didn't have. We're not backed by gold at all.
No.
We're no.
So how can they pay this debt off? That's my question to you. How?
Ask Fort Knox how much gold they have, and when the last time it was actually counted. They won't tell you. They don't know the numbers. We don't know if there is any gold in there. So it's not backed by anything. We just
That's
print.
bold, bro. You're saying, wow. Okay.
Hold
No,
on.
it's a fact.
Hold on. 1971, Richard Nixon took us off the gold standard.
Damn.
Yes.
Wow.
I thought it was the early 70s. It could have been late to, yeah, 71. It was under Nixon. Our money hasn't been backed for 53 years by gold.
Okay.
Yeah,
Last
it
topic.
was one of those things that it started, it was backed by gold, and then it just ended, but people kept on saying it.
Yeah.
So because they don't inform you about it. So people, it's like an urban legend that keeps on going. Basically what it is.
Last topic, guys. So, I mean, the tensions in the Middle East, the Russia-Ukraine invasion, Putin has said he will not stop till he gains
I may
victory.
pop
No
for
matter.
10 seconds. I just
Yeah,
gotta, I gotta power in. Give me 2 seconds to reconnect.
yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's fine. So, Dave, I'll start with you and when Steve joins back in. Russia will not stop till it conquers Ukraine, the portion. Uh, there is a lot of tension between US and China over Taiwan because China wants to take Taiwan, invade and take Taiwan. Then also I heard this is a report that came out, and I'm going to read this to
Sorry,
you.
guys. I just had to jump back in. We're good to go.
Okay. Okay. So I was just
Yeah,
saying
you can
that.
restart.
Yeah, I was just saying that. You know what's going on? Russia-Ukraine conflict. Putin has clearly stated in public that he will not stop till he gains victory. Same with Israel. Israel, Lebanon, Palestine, Iran, whatever you want to call. Israel is going to defend its country to the end, and they're not going to stop till they demolish all the terrorist organizations in these countries. Also, there is a lot of tension between US and China over the Taiwan issue, and the US and UK are increasingly concerned that Russia is sharing secret information and technology with Iran, which could bring it closer to being able to build nuclear weapons in exchange for Tehran providing Moscow with ballistic missiles for its war in Ukraine. According to the Commission on the National Defense Strategy, they have said that the US must increase defense spending to Cold War levels if it is to deal with the growing threat posed by China, Iran, Russia, and North Korea. So, with that being said, there is a reason why everyone says, including Trump, the World War III is closer than what we think it is. My question to both of you, do you agree with this statement? Do you think that could happen? Any one of you guys can go. Dave, let's start with you. We'll go to Steve.
Well, I will say it all depends on what administration gets in on our election is what's going to happen. If Trump gets in, I believe peace talks will start. Things will stop over there, and things would quiet down. If the other administration gets in, I think it's going into a World War III phase. Just because we see that, like Trump will actually take Putin and Zelensky and sit them down together. I've said this before. And they will have discussions. And I believe Trump's that type of person that'll sit there with them until there is an agreement actually made. Rather than, hey, you think this, you think that, and keep going back and forth for months and months and months. No, I think there will be a sit down, and maybe Zelensky has to say, we lost the war, and Putin gets something. I don't know what it is. Of portion of land or whatever it is.
That's not going to
And
happen. We both know it. Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, whatever. There's always, I'll give you this, you give me that, and we'll call it. All right. You could say you have victory. I'll say we lost. But overall, Zelensky might win because Putin might give him money and stuff like that. And, you know, there will be actually a sit down and talk, and something will be figured out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if the other administration gets in, we see they don't even want to talk to Putin. They're not going to bring it together. So how do we resolve issues if we don't bring the people together? The fighting just continues. And if the fighting continues, they're going to see, hey, we got a weak country and World War III is going to start. You know,
Steve?
and
Yeah, go ahead, Dave. Please finish.
and we do need to build up our military, and we got to figure out what we have to do inside this country because of what's in this country right now. That could create an interior type of war, terrorists and things like that because of the immigrants that got in.
Steve?
Well, see, these two topics are not the same. Israel, unfortunately, I actually respect the war over there because it is a belief structure. I mean, I don't agree with it because I'm not part of it, but people will die for beliefs. And Israel believes
That's
it's
true.
their land. The Palestinians believe it's their land. Russia fucking invaded Ukraine. Seriously. You just tried to take a country by force. Fuck you. Putin's got no respect in my book. End of story. That was its own country. You tried to take it over.
Hold on.
You don't belong there.
Why did it happen?
Tell me.
Why did Putin get in?
The NATO thing. He doesn't want Ukraine to be a part of NATO.
Yes.
Sounds like a personal problem. Or a butthurt millennial problem. I don't know.
Hey. Hold on. Let me put it in a different situation. We're in war with China, correct? Not in war, but not great relations with China.
Yeah.
Agreed.
What if China decided, hey, we're gonna put military and shit on your border, Mexico?
Well, we got to defend
What are you
ourselves.
gonna say? It's
We
the
gotta
same
defend
thing.
ourselves. Okay.
Yeah.
But
What
at
are we
the same
We're
time,
gonna go invade Mexico, say, fuck you, you're not getting in there, China. Right?
okay, good for Mexico. Thank you,
That's
Mexico.
what Putin's doing.
Yeah, but no, it's not.
He's defending his border. He said, I don't want your shit on my border. And they said, hey, keep putting our shit on the border. You
So
don't
you
get
take
that
over
point,
the
do
country
you?
and kill a bunch of people?
Hold on. All right. Let me put it this way. NATO is a nuclear bomb. We want to put a nuclear bomb on your border now. He says no. He's eliminating the nuclear bomb. Because you don't want that on your doorstep.
He's got nuclear bombs on their doorstep. What's the difference?
It's an analogy. You don't get it, Steve.
I don't get it because Ukraine has no chance against Soviet Union. Well, against Russia. They would never attack Russia.
Russia would not have invaded if NATO didn't keep trying to be put on their doorstep. All right, if they said Ukraine is neutral and you'll never get NATO, we will never invade you.
Okay. You know Canada's got nuclear
And
weapons,
who keeps
right?
on
And they're on
pushing
our doorstep.
NATO? Who? You got it wrong. It doesn't matter. Go ahead, Steve.
What's the difference between a neighboring country having nuclear weapons? Russia does too.
So go ahead, Steve. I'm gonna let you go ahead and finish your point.
I'm just saying because
You don't
we border,
understand the
because
point.
Ukraine borders Russia. Well, we border Canada. Canada's got nuclear weapons. They probably got missile silos on our border. Are we gonna invade Canada because
No.
they got nuclear weapons and they're close to us? The same
That's
concept.
that's not the point at all. Okay. All right, US and Russia, let's go US, Russia, we don't get along,
Mhm.
correct?
Correct.
You got a country sitting on your border, correct? You're allies with the United States. All right. Now, we're still not in agreement, right? And then the United States says, hey, we want to put a military base in Ukraine. Russia says, hey, we don't want a military base on Ukraine because we don't want you closer to us. Okay? No, we want to put, we're going to do it. So Russia says, no, you're not. We're going to invade Ukraine. That's what it is. If I took my gun and started to go closer to your doorstep, you're going to protect yourself by attacking me before I get in you, right? That's the point I'm making. That's
Depends
the
on the
analogy.
situation, but yes.
No, if I'm walking up to your house with a gun, and you got a gun over there, and you say stay away, and I don't, and I keep on coming, what are you gonna do? You're gonna fire first because you want to defend yourself.
How is this the same now?
Hold on.
They fired
Because
first
that's
with
what
no
NATO is to
Ukraine
Putin.
never
He
invaded
doesn't
Russia.
want NATO
Hold
They
on,
on
never
his
walked
border.
towards them.
Let me bring
Sid,
this
he
up.
doesn't understand it.
No, hold on. Let me bring this up. Okay. What is the purpose of NATO? Number one purpose of NATO is to guarantee the freedom and security of its members through political and military means. Ukraine was a part of NATO. Putin does not want Ukraine to be a part of NATO, which clearly shows that he wants to invade and capture Ukraine. It's very clear intent. It's damn crystal clear, right? We all agree to that.
Agreed.
No, I do that.
Yeah.
No,
My
I do
question
that.
is,
Because
why?
no. I don't agree with that
Why is that, Dave?
at all.
But why?
Because now, like I said, NATO is the gun, correct? Because if anybody attacks a NATO country, all of NATO gets involved.
It has to be.
Yes?
Yes, that's a part of being a
Okay.
NATO. Yes.
So Putin attacked before NATO could protect him. Sounds like a Putin problem, not a Ukraine problem.
Dave, finish your point. What you were saying. So you are saying you do not
No, because
agree.
he keeps going in circles. Right? If anybody attacks
Yeah.
a NATO country, everybody gets involved.
Yes.
All right. Now, if Ukraine becomes a NATO country, their military is closer to the Russian border. They're bringing their guns closer to the Russian border. Yes? Do we agree with
Yeah.
that? Okay. Do you want guns closer to your door? No. And if you keep talking amongst each other, Russia talks to Ukraine. He says, hey, Ukraine, I don't want NATO in your country because I don't want more guns on my border. And they say, okay, that's no problem. They won't attack each other. And then the US gets involved, says, hey, you really should get NATO in. Yeah, that's what happened, dude. Look what happened when that paper got ripped up. And that's when Putin invaded.
I understand.
But
But you also have to
why did he
hold on.
invade?
I
Go
want to show
ahead,
you guys
go
this.
ahead.
Like, look at this. Look at what is the utmost importance for NATO is the security of Ukraine. Okay. That is the utmost important. So the thing is, now what is NATO? NATO is it constitutes 7 countries. for people who don't know across the globe: United States, United Kingdom, Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Spain, and Turkey. Okay. And as I said, its main purpose is
Poland's in NATO. There's a
yes,
bunch of other countries in NATO. Yeah.
yes. So NATO altogether has 32 countries. You're correct. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just giving you names of the main players, who have the power to protect, right? So my question is, their same purpose is, as you said, if somebody shoots Ukraine, which is a part of NATO, all these allies have a duty to protect that nation from the invader, from the country who's attacking them. That is the whole point of joining NATO, right? So my thing is, Russia, he does not want, according to some article, it says that Russia accused Ukraine of a military buildup of its own and demanded legal guarantees that it would never join NATO. So you see how this stems from the past. Like from the beginning, Russia never wanted Ukraine to join NATO. Since it
sounds
joined
like
NATO,
fear.
since
That's fear.
Okay.
yes, you have a valid point.
Hold on.
Yes.
I'm gonna make quick other analogy. Maybe you'll understand it this way. All right, I'm gonna create a NATO. NATO is Russia, China, Iran. That's NATO. Okay. Now Mexico's like, we would like NATO in our country. What's the US gonna do?
Honestly, a country trying to join NATO to protect itself and be part of decisions being made and have involvement, I have no problem with friggin' Mexico arming up. They're not attacking us. The Ukraine was not attacking Russia. It never would. It doesn't stand a chance.
Okay, just like Mexico would never attack the United States, right? But if we had every terrorist nation now, and they were considered NATO, and Mexico says we would like NATO in Mexico, what would the United States say to Mexico? No, you can't have that terrorist state in there.
I got no problem with that. Get rid of the cartels first. They're doing more damage. Seriously.
All right, forget it. We're moving on because you will never understand. I mean, I made analogies that I think everybody
You're
with
right.
common
All
sense
you're saying is
would
a
understand.
neighboring country can't defend itself. You don't know that Mexico's stacking up against us. Ukraine was not stacking up to defend against to fight Russia. They were defending against what
Russia would have never got into Ukraine if NATO wasn't being forced upon getting into
I don't
Ukraine.
believe that for a second.
That's what I'm saying.
Putin had a goal. He was going in Ukraine, and he tried to keep Ukraine out of NATO to make sure he can get in. And now he's in. And they're about to lose their country unless we send them more money. Because we're the only fucking lepers in the fucking world that send everyone else money but us.
I would agree to that. I think I agree to that statement. So we all can agree mutually that the situation is very delicate, and unless a credible and powerful leader comes in the United States, we might be heading to a catastrophic
Kamala,
war.
not that girl.
So
yep.
Okay, I guess guys, this was great. I know this went on longer than what we had anticipated, but it's always is the case. We have so many things we can talk about, and it's always good when there are so many people involved. And unfortunately, our other friend Bill, who was supposed to join us, could not join us, but hopefully we will have him again. We will do one more podcast before the election to give our final analysis. Before November 5th, we will do one more podcast, and we will have Bill on there as well. And we will have a clear picture of, yes, we will have a clear picture on what the outcome will be, and
me and Dave do me and Dave things. We know we kind of banter off each other. Bill's got a different opinion than both of us, I'm sure, and it would have been a nice side note.
It's okay. We'll have him on. I know he was supposed to join us, but something came up, so That's okay. So, guys, with that being said, I want to thank you both for taking the time doing this.
Thank you for
And
having us.
I'm sure we'll get great traction. And guys, we'll be back soon with another podcast for you. Okay. Thank you, everyone.
All right. Thank you,
Cool,
Sid.
everybody.
Have a good one.
You take care. Bye bye. Bye bye.